Mr. Young? Mr. Young, good morning. Can you hear me? Mr. Young, can you hear me? Mr. Young, can you hear me?
Hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you now. Okay.
Awesome.
Right.
Let me get some light in here. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, very good. So it sounds like you submitted some paperwork to the court for the prosecutor to review, and
Yes,
he's had an opportunity to review that, and he's going to move forward with the dismissal of your cases, okay?
Awesome. Sounds so good. Thank you so much.
Right.
So now I'm able to get my driver's license.
All right, so those will be closed out, all right?
Okay.
And give it some time to clear our system and then clear DPS, okay?
Okay. Do you know generally about how long it takes?
I don't. I would give it 2 weeks at least.
2 weeks at least. Okay, that sounds good.
All right, very good. So you're free to go. There's nothing else you need to do. You may want to contact DPS before you go over there just to make sure everything's clear before. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Judge, and thank you so much, Frank, for all your research and helping me out.
And you found that paperwork that you said would be impossible to find. So there you go.
I did. Thank you so much.
I need to ask you to do some other work for me.
What's that?
I know you're so good at it. I'm just saying, you know.
I appreciate it, Frank. Well, thank you guys so much for everything.
All right. Have a great day.
Sir.
Good luck with everything. Stay well.
Thank you. Stay well. Bye-bye.
Okay, we can bring everybody else in now.
Okay.
Thanks, Frank.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Judge Kassan. Thank you for joining us for the 10 a.m. docket for the City of Olmos Park Municipal Court. Just so everyone is aware, we are currently live streaming on YouTube in order to comply with the open courts provision. There is no other outside recording allowed, so we ask that you please comply with that request. Also on the call with us this morning is staff from the municipal court, as well as Mr. Dixon, the prosecutor. All right, I'm going to run through the names on the docket. If you're here, please either take yourself off of mute and let me know that you're present, or wave to me and let me know that you're here. If you're not speaking, if I could have you stay on mute just so we can eliminate background noise. All right. Once we get through the docket, then I will take your cases up individually and also give you further instruction. All right. Thank you. Lenar Alvarado. Lenar Alvarado. Pauline Casas. Pauline Casas. I think I see you there, ma'am. Gregory Clary. Gregory.
Here. I'm here.
Thank you, sir. Maria Delgado. Maria Delgado. Eric D. Jones. Eric D. Jones. Are you here? Is that you, sir? Eric Jones? No. Jonathan Craig.
Here.
Thank you, sir. Nicholas Martinez. Nicholas Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Vicente Medina. Vicente Medina. Censor Mendoza.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Miguel Morales Gonzalez. Miguel Morales Gonzalez. George D. Navarro.
Here.
Thank you, sir. Carol Ann Percy.
Here.
Thank you. Ruben Perez. Ruben Perez. Wallace Pope. Thank you, sir. Irene Ramirez. Irene Ramirez. Israel Rodriguez. Israel Rodriguez. Kenneth Rogers. Kenneth Rogers. Morgan Scott. Morgan Scott. Daniel Sosa. See you there, sir. Thank you. Mark Torres. Mark Torres. Rick Villanueva. Rick Villanueva. Dorothy Weber.
Yep.
Thank you. Lloyd White. Lloyd White. Christopher Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Is there anybody I missed? All right, very good. All right. So just a few preliminary instructions. Most of you are, I believe maybe all of you are here for an initial appearance. With that being said, when I call your name, I will be calling the names in alphabetical order. When I call you up, I will be asking you how you plead on your case or cases. You have three options: guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you plead guilty, you're admitting guilt and you're asking the court to assess the punishment in the case. Okay? If you plead no contest, you're not admitting guilt. However, you're not contesting the charges. You understand the charges. You don't want to contest them. You just want to resolve the matter today. That's a plea of no contest. The other option you have is to plead not guilty. That means you are contesting the charges and you would like to set your case for trial. You have a constitutional right to a jury trial. That means the case would be heard and decided by 6 citizens of Olmos Park. All right. You can waive a jury trial and instead have a non-jury or bench trial. That means the case would be heard by me or another judge in Olmos Park. All right. That's a not guilty plea, and you have the option of a jury trial or a non-jury trial. If you believe there's some issues with the citation or the case or the violation itself, you will have an opportunity to visit with the prosecutor, Mr. Dixon, today. You may or may not be able to resolve the matter today. If you're not able to resolve the matter, we would then schedule you for a pretrial hearing and then the trial setting. Okay, that gives you an opportunity to visit with him about anything you think might be an issue, and then we move forward from there. All right. If you have multiple violations, I will likely be sending you over to Mr. Dixon in hopes that you could work out a plea bargain with him. All right. If that's the case, you will be sent into a breakout room with him and you'll receive a notice on your screen if that's the case. All right. Now, if you do want to try to resolve your case today, and most of you are probably here on traffic violations and would like to keep that off your record if at all possible, there are some options available to you. The first of which is the driving safety course. If you have not taken that course in the last 12 months, you may be eligible for that as an option for a ticket dismissal. You must have a valid Texas driver's license and insurance in your name. All right. If you are a commercial driver's license holder, you are not eligible for the driving safety course. If you are under 25 years of age, you are required to take the course for a ticket dismissal. Okay. The driving safety course requires a payment of court fees, and then you would have 90 days to complete the course. Upon successful completion, the case is closed out and does not appear as a conviction on your record. If you do not qualify for that option, the other option that might be available to you is deferred disposition, sometimes informally called probation. It's an unsupervised probationary period or deferral period for anywhere from 1 day to 180 days, and that will depend on the violation. There is a special expense fee associated with the deferral that will vary from case to case. There may be some additional requirements placed upon you during the deferral period. Perhaps complete a course, complete community service hours, maintain insurance, obtain your driver's license, etc. It will just vary depending on the charge against you. However, if you successfully comply with the terms, the case is closed out and does not appear as a conviction on your driving record. Again, if you are a commercial driver's license holder, you are not eligible for the deferred disposition option. If you are under 25 years of age and you do qualify for the deferral, you would be required to also take the driving safety course as a condition of the deferral period. All right. If you are here for an equipment violation, you may qualify for a compliance dismissal fee. if you need additional time, if you need community service hours, if you're requesting a payment plan, anything of that sort, I'll be happy to address those issues with you individually when I do call your name. Okay. Those are just a few preliminary instructions I wanted to give you before we get started. I will be happy to address any questions you have specific about your case in a few minutes. We will be going in alphabetical order, so I ask that you please be patient. Again, if you will be seeing the prosecutor, you will be sent into a breakout room with him, okay? Thank you again for your patience, and we'll get through the docket as quickly as we can and as efficiently as we can. I know everyone has other places they need to be. All right, thank you again for joining us today. First up, I have Colleen Casas.
That would be me.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you. You have a charge of running a stop sign. How do you plead?
Yes, ma'am. Let's do no contest.
Okay. And how did you want to resolve that today?
On the defensive driving, is there a cost for that defensive driving? Because
Yes, there are court fees of $144 that must be paid to the court. All right. Upon payment of that, you would then have 90 days to complete the course, and the cost of the course will vary depending on where you take it. All right.
Okay.
And you are allowed to take that in person or on the internet.
Okay. Because my situation, it's the stop sign. I did do a stop, but he thinks that I didn't completely stop, which I was having bad vehicle issues at the time, which I got addressed. So it's kind of, and it is what it is. I respect the law. So I'm definitely more than happy to get this resolved. My issue at this time is the money issue, since I'm not working due to COVID, and then also trying to keep this off my driving record.
Sure.
So if I do the defensive driving, I still have to pay the $144, then plus probably $40 or so, I'm guessing, for a defensive driving course. I'm still at the 200 mark probably. And if I do the probational period, I'm not very familiar with these things
Sure.
at all.
So the probation would be $255. Okay. And it would be 90 days deferred. And if you do that option, you can pay that fee over payments. The court would just need an initial payment of $40, and the balance would be paid over the course of the deferral period in monthly payments.
Okay. Well, let me just go ahead and get it over with, and I'll do the deferred, because the most important thing for me is keeping this off my record.
Okay. And are you over 25?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there a date when you can pay the $40? Could you pay that by next Friday, the 22nd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So an initial payment of $40 will be due the 22nd. If you could stop by the court and make that payment. They just require that you wear a mask when you enter the building.
Okay. And if I'm able to pay the whole thing, is it easier just to go ahead and get it all taken care of?
If you're able to pay the whole thing, that would require any need to return to make any additional payments. So you would just pay the amount in full. Your deferral would begin that date upon completion of the 90 days. If you don't receive any additional violations, then we close it out and you don't have to appear again.
And that was $235. I'm sorry.
$255.
$255. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions?
No, I appreciate your time. This is
All right.
definitely a new environment, right, that we're in.
Absolutely.
And I do want to thank you for your time. Last month, I was supposed to meet with you, but I'm the one, I don't know if you remember, I'm the one that had a jury duty, a live jury duty where I'm from. So I thought that was really neat, but I do want to thank you for letting me reschedule this.
Absolutely. Thank you for serving on that jury, and I appreciate your time this morning.
Yes, ma'am. Likewise. You take care.
Stay well. Take care now. Bye-bye. Gregory Clary.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good, good. You have a charge of running a stop sign. How do you plead on that, sir?
Not guilty, because I certainly don't believe that that was the case.
Yes, sir. Do you want a trial by judge or a trial by jury?
Just by judge, it'd be fine. Thank you.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to visit with the prosecutor this morning about the case?
Well, I don't know what he can do. I mean, I can explain the situation to him and the explanation that the officer gave me, but
Well, you could have that opportunity today in hopes of resolving it today. And if you're not able to, we will then schedule you for that setting for that trial.
well, that's fine. If there's any way that he could resolve it based on an explanation, that might be the best thing.
All right. Well, I can't guarantee that, but I will give you that opportunity to visit with him and see what y'all can work out. Okay.
Okay,
All right. If you'll just hang on a minute, you'll be sent a notification to go to a breakout room.
okay. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. Jonathan Craig.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Let's see here. You also have a charge for running a stop sign. How do you plead on that?
No contest. I did submit a statement to the court a few days ago that they said they were able to pass on to you. Did you get a chance to read that?
Let's see here. I believe it was a letter, correct?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I just learned how to write MLA style, so I just wrote it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that letter. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, I saw that your letter had a plea, but let's see, you did plead no contest here today in open court. You have done some volunteer hours, which is great. Are you requesting additional hours for this violation? And the only reason I ask you that is because if I do assign any additional hours, that would result in a conviction, which I don't think is what you're looking to do, correct?
Right. I don't want it to show up on my record,
Okay.
but I also know it's tough times for everyone, and I, to be honest, would not have that much difficulty paying the fine right now. I am doing better than most, but it's always a worry that something could happen that could cause me to be in worse conditions.
Sure, I understand. Are you over the age of 25?
Yes.
Okay, so you would not be required to take the course. You do have that option to keep it off your record. Or I can place you on a deferral. I can take into consideration the hours that you've worked and reduce that fee a little bit for you if you'd like the deferral option.
That would probably be a good idea. In my 10 years of driving, I've only gotten like 3 tickets, and only one of them or 2 of them was a moving violation. So how much would you be able to reduce the fine?
I could reduce it to $185 for a 90-day deferral period.
Okay, sure, that works.
Okay, are you able to pay that in full within the next week, by the 22nd, next Friday?
I can, yeah.
Okay, all right, so 185. Again, taking into consideration the correspondence as well as the volunteer hours that you've already provided, 90 days deferral, no moving violations during that time.
Mhm.
Upon successful completion, we will close out the case so it does not appear as a conviction on your record, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Alright.
And also a question. So is that a ticket for moving violation anywhere in the state or just in the city of Olmos Park?
No, anywhere in the state. For a stop sign violation would be anywhere in the state.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you're asking, I'm sorry. You're saying, the condition of your deferral.
Yeah.
Okay, so the deferral would only be for any tickets that we would issue in Olmos Park. I
Oh.
misunderstood the question. All right, so of course we want you to be a safe driver wherever you go, but for our purposes, it's any additional moving violations in our jurisdiction.
Cool, understood. Thank you.
All right, so that will be due next Friday, the 22nd. All right.
Will I be emailed a way to pay for it, or would I have to log in the website or something?
You can contact the court, or you can go you can contact them over the phone, or you can go in person and make that payment.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you. And thank
Any
you.
additional questions?
No, that was it. So,
All right. Have a great day and stay well.
all right, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Nicholas Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, sir. How are you today?
Doing okay. How about
Good.
you?
I'm doing well, thank you. You have a charge for use of portable wireless communication. How do you plead?
Can I talk to the prosecutor?
Sure, sure. Would you also like to talk to him about the driving while license suspended?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hang on a minute. When he's available, he'll speak with you next, okay?
Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, I have Censor Mendoza. Good morning, Mr. Mendoza. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing well. Do you have a parent or a guardian there?
Yes, she's talking to my dad real quick. She's coming right now though.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 17.
But you were 16 at the time of the ticket?
I think my birthday had just passed. Or you know what? Yes, ma'am. I was 16. I was.
Okay. I have to wait till she's there, okay?
Okay.
Is it all right if I sit instead, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Are you his father or guardian?
Yes, I am.
All right, very good. Thank you for joining us. All right, Censor, you have a charge for no driver's license. How do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Okay. You have another one for speeding, 41 and a 35 mile per hour. How do you plead?
I'm guilty.
All right. What's going on with the driver's license?
I was working on it right now online. I have I'm working on something called Driver's Quest, and I just needed like practice on driving, so I was just taking my girlfriend to work, and I was already on the way back, and I had got pulled over for speeding in a 35, and I was going 40.
Okay. All right, but you're working on trying to get the driver's license?
Yes, ma'am. I'm already almost done. I just need to do the driving portion of the test.
Okay. How long do you think it'll take you to get that driver's license?
Like 3 days.
Well, actually, ma'am, I'm not. I would have to read into it myself. I just paid for the course for him, but he did finish all the learning part. I'm not sure how many hours he has to put in with us driving with him, because it says take him driving for an hour, and then you
Sure.
put your driver's license number, what have you. So I would just have to check, unless if you may be familiar how this works, but I'm sure it's probably like maybe 15, 20 hours, something like
Okay.
that.
All right. So he still has to do the hours portion. And then after that's completed, then go to DPS and schedule the exam with them. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Censor, what grade are you in?
11th.
Are you going to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you go to school?
Edison High School.
All right. How's he doing in school, Deb?
He's doing good. I mean, they're actually doing online classes, but technically he is in school.
Right.
And then he was in a rush that day, ma'am. I know it doesn't ignorance of the law, but his girlfriend works here at the Whataburger on Bassie, and he works at the one on San Pedro near downtown. So, he lost track of the speed, and he was actually on his way to work. But it still doesn't excuse him not having the driver's license. But he's a good kid. He's trying his best.
Good. Very good. Well, that's good to hear. All right. Well, Censor, you can't be driving without a license. So let's try to get that driver's license for you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We want to get that taken care of. All right. So $204 for the no driver's license, and I can place you on a deferral. Okay. All right. So that means you will be on a deferred for 6 months. That's an unsupervised probationary period, 6 months, but I will give you that time to get your driver's license. Okay. No additional moving violations during that time. Okay. You'll have to do all your driving, complete the course, and then go to DPS and get your driver's license. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All within 6 months. If you're able to do that, then we'll close that one out. I'm going to run the other speeding violation concurrently with that violation. I'm not going to charge you a fee on it now. If you comply with the terms and get your driver's license and don't pick up any additional tickets, I'll waive the fee for the speeding violation. So you would only be responsible for the driver's license fine, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the fine, like I said, is $204 for the deferral. When are you able to pay that amount?
Would he be able to do payments before the 6 months, or how can we go about that, ma'am?
We would need an initial payment of $40, and then he would have monthly payments after that.
That's fine, ma'am. We could do that.
Okay, could you pay the $40 by next Friday, the 22nd?
We could pay it today, you know.
Okay. You can stop, you could stop by the court tomorrow to make
Yeah.
that payment. That would be great.
Yes,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
So $40 initial payment plan for the balance, 6-month deferral, no moving violations, censor, and also get that driver's license. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any questions?
No.
Sir, Dad, any questions?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Right.
We're good.
All right. Do you
I'm
have,
just making the payment at the courthouse, and that's about it.
correct. And just make sure you wear a mask when you make that payment. They'll give you some paperwork during that time. Again, the condition is obtain the driver's license and no additional tickets during that 6-month period.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Censor, any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Keep up the good work with school and don't drive.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
ma'am.
you, Your Honor.
All right. Have a great day. Stay well. Mr. Dixon?
Judge, on Mr. Clary, I'm gonna do a reset till April the 8th for a pretrial for me to look into it.
Okay.
And then hopefully we'll resolve it before then, but April the 8th is the reset date.
Reset for a pretrial setting. Okay.
Yes,
April 8th.
Judge.
Mr. Clary?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is that your understanding of the discussion with the prosecutor?
Yes, it is.
All right, very good. So we'll reset your case a few months down the road so you can look into any evidence that he might have available to him, and then we'll schedule you for that pretrial hearing at that point in time.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, have a great day and stay well. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Frank, you have Mr. Nicholas Martinez.
Okay, I'll go to the breakout room, Judge.
Thank you. Next up, I have George Navarro.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Mr. Navarro. How are you today?
That's fine.
Good. Let's see. You have a charge of use of portable wireless communication. How do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. You have another charge of driving while license suspended. How do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. What's the status of the driver's license at the moment?
It's just of they were, I got pulled over for like a DWI, and then they asked me for a breath sample, and I denied it, so it got suspended. So it's gonna be issued in February. So I'm just waiting for February so I could get pay the $125 and get it reinstated.
Okay. So February, like next month, February?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, how did you want to resolve these two today?
I mean, I just wanted just to be clear. I don't know if I have to pay or how much the fines are. I am going to do a defensive driving as well that I need to do at least by next week. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be working on.
You're doing a defensive driver for another court?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was just a speeding ticket that I got in the city of San Antonio.
Okay. All right. Well, I can see if you want to talk to the prosecutor about a plea bargain on these. Otherwise, you're looking at fines and fees of over $500 for both of these for a deferral.
Yeah, if I could, if there's anything else that I could do to get that lower, because that's like I don't have anywhere near that at the moment.
Okay. All right. So hang on a minute. Maybe you can visit with him about a plea bargain and see what you can come up with. And just let him know that you're going to get your driver's license reinstated next month. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Just hang on. He'll be back in here in a few minutes, and then you'll go into a breakout room with him. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. Carol Ann Percy.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let me check here. I know you sent something into the court, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, ma'am. So you're charged with having wrong, fictitious, altered, or obscured license plate. How do you plead on that case?
No contest.
Okay. Looks like the paper plate has been placed on the car, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so that qualifies you for the $10 compliance fee, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So that will be closed out and you're free to go.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, I have Wallace Pope.
Hello,
Morning, Mr. Pope. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. You have a charge here for no insurance. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Then you have another one for failure to stop at stop sign. How do you plead on that one?
Not guilty.
Okay. On the stop sign violation, would you like a trial by judge or a trial by jury?
We'll do a trial by judge.
Okay. All right. Would you like the opportunity to visit with the prosecutor about both of these today in hopes of trying to resolve them?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you'll hang on a few minutes, he is in with someone else and he has someone ahead of you. And then he'll be with you shortly. Okay.
No problem.
All right. Just hang on for us. Thank you. Okay. Next up, I have Daniel Sosa. Mr. Sosa, there we go. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. You have a charge here of illegal pass on right. How do you plead on that case?
Well, I prefer to plead not guilty.
Okay. Trial by judge or trial by jury?
Judge would be fine.
Okay. Would you like the opportunity, Mr. Sosa, to visit with the prosecutor today to explain the situation, or did you just want to schedule it for a hearing later on?
Well, if it can be resolved today, yes, I'd like to take care of that.
All right, let's see what we can do. As you can tell, he does have a few people ahead of you, but as soon as he's available, he'll be with you shortly, okay?
Okay.
All right, just hang on for us. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Next up, I have Dorte Weber. Hi, ma'am, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Muted.
Okay. How do you pronounce your name? Because I'm sure I'm
No,
mispronouncing.
you're actually doing fine. You pronounce it Dörte.
Okay.
I know it's a Danish name.
Say it again.
Dörte.
Dorte?
Yes, that's it.
I'll try it. All right. Ma'am, you have a charge for running a stop sign. How do you plead on that violation?
No contest.
Okay. And how did you want to try to resolve that today?
I would like to take the defensive safety course.
Okay. Do you have a Texas driver's license and insurance in your name?
Yes, I do.
All right. Very good. So the fee is $144 that must be paid to the court.
Uh-huh.
And then you pay for the cost of the course separately.
Okay. Do I go in person or can I send a check? What would you recommend?
You can go in person. You don't have to go today. You can go between now and next Friday.
Okay.
Or if you want to mail it in, I believe they're accepting by mail, correct, Valerie?
Yes.
Yes. So if you do mail it in, just if you do mail in a check, you would need to mail in a copy of your driver's license and insurance with that.
Okay.
Okay. And then they'll send you some paperwork back. Okay. Otherwise, if you do want to stop by the court, just make that payment by next Friday. And if you do go in person, if you could please wear a mask.
I will do that. Thank you so much.
All right. Any questions?
No.
All right. That's it. Just make sure you either mail that in or stop by the court by next Friday, the 22nd, and we'll get you started.
Thank you so much.
All right. And do not take the course until you've received the paperwork from the court.
I will do that. Yes.
All right. Very good. Thank you so very much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye. Christopher Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Mr. Williams, how are you?
I'm awesome. How about you?
I'm doing well, thanks. You have a charge, failure to stop at stop sign. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay. Trial by judge or trial by jury?
Judge will be fine.
Okay. As you know, I'm asking, would you like the opportunity to visit with the prosecutor today to discuss the facts of the case, or did you just want to be scheduled for a pretrial hearing later on the road?
I will honestly try to get it handled today.
Okay. So if you'll please be patient, he does have a few people ahead of you, but as soon as he's available, he'll be with you shortly, okay?
Okay, I have one question for you though.
Yes, sir.
Okay, as I'm waiting for him, I literally just got groceries delivered to me. Is it okay if I mute it and then put my groceries away and then like hear back from him?
Sure thing.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Correct.
You can multitask. It's good.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, Mr. Dixon.
Judge, I've got an agreement on Nicholas Martinez.
All right, let's see here. All right, go ahead.
On that use of wireless communication device. He's going to plead guilty, 180 days deferred, a $300 fine with a payment plan, and a $100 down by 1 week from tomorrow. And then if he does everything he's supposed to do, I'll dismiss the other case.
All right, very good. Mr. Martinez,
Yes, ma'am.
is that your understanding of the plea bargain offer from the prosecutor?
I thought we agreed on no contest, but if
No contest is fine, Judge. That's fine. Sorry about that.
Okay, so no contest plea, then it would be 180 days deferral period for the use of portable wireless communication device, a deferral fee of $300, 100 of which will be paid by next Friday. The balance will be paid in a payment plan. And then upon successful completion of the terms of that deferral, the other case will be dismissed.
Yeah.
All right, and you're in agreement with that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any questions about any of that I just repeated?
No, ma'am.
All right, well, go ahead and accept that plea bargain agreement, and you're scheduled to make that payment of $100 by next Friday, and that is when your deferral period will begin.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're free to go. All right, have a good day, sir.
You too.
Thank you. Frank, you have Mr. George Navarro and then a few other people after him.
Okay, I'll go see Mr. Navarro.
Thank you. And then Mr. Pope, you'll be next, followed by Mr. Sosa, okay? Great, thank you for your patience.
Well, I thought I was gonna come on.
Did you touch
It's
anything?
just to
Do
wait.
not touch anything. Do not.
Mr. Dixon?
I've got an agreement on Navarro. I think we're still waiting for him to come back.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Judge, he's gonna, on the use of portable wireless communication device, he's gonna plead no contest to that. 180 days deferred, $300 fine with a payment plan. He's gonna pay $50 by Friday, January 22nd. And then if he does everything he's supposed to do, I'll dismiss the other charge.
Okay. Mr. Navarro, is that your understanding of the plea bargain offer from the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you in agreement with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. I'm going to go ahead and accept that plea bargain agreement, and we'll have you scheduled to pay that initial payment of $50 by next Friday, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Your deferral will begin on the date you pay.
Okay, thank
All
you so
right.
much.
You're very welcome. Any questions?
No, ma'am, thank you.
All right, you're free to go. Just make sure you contact the court about making that payment.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Very good. Have a safe day.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, you have Mr. Pope, Wallace Pope next, and then you have Daniel Sosa.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Judge, I've got an agreement on Mr. Pope.
All right.
He's going to plead no contest on the stop sign case. It's going to be 90 days deferred, a $285 fine with a payment plan, and $50 down by Friday, January 22nd. And then if he does everything he's supposed to do, I'm going to dismiss the other charge.
Okay, what was the fine again?
285, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Pope, is that your understanding of the plea offer from the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am, that is my understanding.
Okay, so you'd like to forego your not guilty plea and instead enter a plea of no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. I'll go ahead and accept that offer and that agreement, and we'll have you down to make that initial payment by next Friday, the 22nd.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, your deferral will begin on the date you pay, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, any questions before you go?
No questions. Just thank you for your time and the working with Mr. Frank Dixon.
All right, very good. Thank you for joining the call today. Have a good day and stay well.
All right, you too.
All right, thanks again. Bye-bye now. All right, Frank, you have Mr. Daniel Sosa and then Mr. Chris Williams.
Okay, I'm going to go to the breakout room.
Thank you. Guess I'm going to go ahead and call the docket again, Valerie. This is the 10 a.m. docket on January 14, 2021. Lenar Alvarado. Eric D. Jones. Vicente Medina. Miguel Morales Gonzalez. Ruben Perez. Irene Ramirez. Israel Rodriguez. Kenneth Rogers. Morgan Scott. Mark Torres. Rick Villanueva. Lloyd White.